Good evening, welcome to the video. This is Antigonus Gaming, back with Final Fantasy VII Remake, Chapter 10, Rough Waters. This is the second time that we are filming this video. I attempted to film it last night as well, but OBS crashed and it was pretty late at night, so I didn't wind up, refilming, until today. That happened. If any of you have ever used OBS, you know, sometimes it just, crashes, so, I didn't really like where the video cut off at, so I'm gonna redo it. So we're back at the beginning of the sewers. I'm gonna start by editing material loadouts for Tifa, because she just rejoined us, and, I think I bought a fire materia, did I not? I guess I didn't. Oh, that's interesting. I thought I did. We're gonna be fighting a boss in a minute coming up, so, it's weak to fire, but I guess I didn't. Maybe I accidentally bought an extra lightning materia? I'm not sure. I guess I'll just go with, MP up here, and I'll have to buy her one when we get to the next vending machine. So we're in the sewers, underneath Sector 6. The sewers are largely made out of brick, but there's, pipes and stuff all about because they're the sewer system. The floor, we're in the, let's see, what's the room called? It's called the settling basin, so we're like in a big room. It's a giant, big square room that's a couple of stories high. We see, pipes going along the ceiling. There's like a big tunnel that we can see that we can't get to because it's like up in the air. The floor is tile, but it's like old and cracked, and there's spots where the water has just eroded the tiles away. And we fell from above, and Aerith and Tifa have fainted. We are going to talk to one or the other, and that will build up a relationship point with them that will go towards deciding what scene we get a little bit later, because you can get a scene with either one of them, or if you're rude to both of them the entire game, you get a scene with Barrett. So we're going to talk to Tifa here, and then that'll trigger a scene and take us straight into the boss fight.
Tifa?
Cloud. We have to get back to the slums right now.
Yeah.
I didn't want to drag Aerith into all this.
She'll understand.
How do you two know each other?
I saved her. She saved me. Round and round it goes.
And that's all there is to it? Sure there isn't something else going on? Damn it.
There's the boss. This is a boss from the original Final Fantasy VII, that takes place at the same point, right when you get dumped into the sewers by the Dawn. It's known as the Abzu. It's a giant blue monster, long red forked tongue. It's got big white horns, blue skin, a jaw, really muscular. It's got chains on it's got like chain things on both of its hands. So long tail. So I'm gonna scan it here. It says a giant beast that Don Corneo keeps in the sewers. Much more intelligent than it appears. It uses it uses the surrounding environment to its advantage and attacks with sewer water. Magic attacks have only a slight effect on the gauge. Ice attacks have no effect at all. It's immune to poison. Resists ice, doesn't do any stagger from ice, and is weak to fire. So I unfortunately did not buy a fire materia in the Don's mansion when I had a chance to. So Tifa doesn't have any fire attacks, so only Aerith and Cloud do. So the Abzu has about 39,000. Starts with exactly 39,000 health.
Sure. However I can help.
And sometimes it'll like jump up onto the and hang off the pipes and then jump down, and if it lands directly on you, it does massive damage. And when it gets down to half health, it'll start using the sewer water more aggressively. So I have Ifrit on, I believe, on Cloud. So when Cloud uses, or when it gets weak, and then Tifa and Cloud both have attacks that raise the stagger gauge. So, and using fire spells is how we pressure the boss. Eventually, it'll jump into the sewer water because there is like a water. There is like a water thing like next to the platform we're on.
It's on you.
I should probably heal up first.
So we can destroy one of the horns.
You're still doing okay, right?
Tifa use a mega potion on Aerith. She got pinned up, and never mind. She got hit right beforehand. That's real. It's always really annoying when you go to use a potion and then the character dies like 1 second before the item works, and so then the character will end up using the item like on themselves, and if they're at full health, it's just like a waste of a potion. Now, mega potions you can eventually buy a little bit later into the game, so like with no cap. So. Alright, we staggered it.
You're done.
Oh.
Now's our chance.
Alright, and we got it down to half health, so it's now enraged according to the thing, which means it moves faster, does more damage. It'll have a few more attacks it can use.
I got this.
One more shot.
I won't give up.
Okay.
So we're gonna have Cloud summon Ifrit. In a little bit. It's about to use its ultimate attack, so it's like gonna shoot water out of the big sewer pipes. And if the water hits you, it does massive damage and poisons you. So now that it's come down, I'm gonna use Ifrit. Ifrit will do a good amount of damage, and then once it uses its ultimate attack, that'll do several thousand damage as well. So I need to keep Cloud alive the entire time so that I get the maximum use of Ifrit's time, because if Cloud dies, Ifrit will automatically default to using its ultimate attack and then dismiss itself. So Focus Strike from Tifa and Focus Thrust from Cloud will drive up the stagger gauge. And this thing takes a lot to stagger, so like even one Focus Thrust and 2 Focus Strikes only gets it like 55% up. But it's at 12,000 health, so we're under 1/3 of its health left.
Take it from here.
I'm coming.
Alright, now it's back up on the wall again.
Get fired up.
All the time.
We're under 10,000 health. I'm gonna try to make sure I got this thing staggered for when Ifrit's ultimate attack goes off in just a moment, because the bonus damage should be enough to finish it off. And, yep, there we go. It's gonna go off, and this will finish the boss off. And there it goes, and it was 7,000 damage with the bonus. Abzu defeated, so it falls over. Tifa leveled up. She's level 20 now. And it gets back up. But, you know, it's in no mood to continue fighting. And it just runs right past us and blows a hole in the brick wall on one side of the room, opposite from the side it showed up, and it walks further into the sewers.
There it goes.
Do you think it lives down here, or...?
It was probably Corneo's pet. And we were dinner.
And Aerith, you know, grimacing at
Hey,
that thought.
You don't believe that crazy story of his, do you? Shinra wouldn't sacrifice a whole sector just to take out Avalanche, would they? Destroying part of the city, killing all those people just to get at us?
I don't know. Is Corneo the kind of guy who'd make up shit just to screw with you?
I wouldn't put it past him.
But if he was telling the truth, and there's still a chance he was, isn't there? Then we should go. And if it turns out he was lying, then so what, right?
Tifa!
So we're gonna go through the sewers. This chapter's
These
basically in
tunnels are
2
all
sections.
What is it?
I'm pretty sure we can use these tunnels to make our way back to Sector 7. The sewers under Sector 6 and 7 should be connected. If you get in trouble, just follow the stench.
Another one of those lessons?
An avalanche thing, actually. We use them to move around the Undercity in emergencies.
So these tunnels are
Sure we're not
bricked,
lost?
and there's pipes, you
There
know,
should be a
along
big
the
waterway
ceiling.
just up ahead.
Misty,
Let's
gross,
find that first.
disgusting, filth, you
Piece
know.
of cake.
There's a Sahagin. These are like lizard men with turtle shells. They use spears. They live down here in the sewers. They hate humans. Very aggressive. Classic Final Fantasy enemy. They're weak to fire.
I can still fight.
Gotta be careful.
Bring it!
Spinning.
Get him your all!
I narrowly avoided that. It hit all 3 of my team members with its AoE attack, jump. So they're all in the red now. It'd be a shame after, you know, having just beaten a boss. There's a rest bench up ahead, so I don't want to use up too many items. And yeah, we're running through like a, you know, running through the sewers. There's mist everywhere. They're made of brick. There's, you know, water and stuff too, pipes. You know, now we walk up to a ledge overlooking a waterway that was empty that we were walking through. You know, and there's like metal railings. Now we're into the next one. The waterway is full of water. We can see stairs that go down into them, but the stairs, you know, are cut off by the disgusting water. There's a gate though with a lever I can pull that will pull the gate up and then drain the water out. Hear the water go down as the gate goes up. Big metal gate.
Ugh, it reeks down here.
Well, the Undercity isn't exactly the prettiest place, and we're under that,
So I see a chest that's glowing pink, which means there's a weapon in here, so I'm gonna grab that. I get a pair of feathered gloves for Tifa. I'm gonna change Cloud's weapon back to his hard edge because I need to use it one more time to get his Infinity's End attack before I can switch back to Iron Blade. Infinity's End is like a 2 ATB mega attack that does a ton of damage. So we're into a little storage room. It's got like a table. There's an old like slicker basically. Rain jacket, because, this is a wet area, so the people that used to work down here back when Shinra actually, hired employees to take care of this stuff in the Undercity before they built the city above ground. Gonna buy a fire materia for Tifa. So we have enough for all 3 of our characters to have fire because, some of the enemies in here are weak to fire, which is useful, and then also a number of the upcoming bosses are also weak to fire. So we go through here, we go down a ladder, and there's like
Won't be tough.
we're into these big like hexagonal rooms that have multiple exits, but most of them are gated off and are not areas that are visitable because we can't visit the entire sewer system for the whole city. It'd be way too big. So we're gonna follow the paths that are available to us, and they're just brick hallways with pipes around them, and then we got the fog on the bottom because this is a very humid, wet, disgusting area. We're facing some rats, and then there's there's like crabs that we're fighting called scissor claws. The crabs are really annoying because when they like go into their little like shell defensive pose, they don't take any damage. There's a door here that's open with a little ladder, so we climb up to go into an elevated, the next level up, and we can go left or right. These passageways are dark, so we can't really
Dark.
see where we're going,
We'll be fine.
other than a little bit of lights.
Hey, Cloud. Assuming Corneo was telling us the truth, what do you think Shinra's really up to? I mean, they've got to have an endgame. But I can't imagine what it is. Destroying a whole chunk of the city just to get back at us doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah, I can't imagine any way they could profit from it. It's gonna cost them a fortune to rebuild.
So just
Corneo's lying. He's gotta be. Guys like him do it all the time out of habit.
Locked up tight.
But not if we use the skeleton key Jesse made.
Huh. Does this mean it's in the water?
We'll see.
So when we walked over here in the dark, we walked over a bridge that went over, a water, like a room that had water in it.
That's a power generator, all right.
Wow. Talk about ancient.
It's an antique, older than the Mako reactors even. It'd be a miracle if it still works.
So this is like one of the control rooms, so we're gonna turn the lights back on.
Hey, would you look at that?
And
Then we go back, and now that the lights are on, the crabs have come out of the water, so we're gonna have to take them out before we can do anything.
That was close. Why don't you lead the way?
Scan.
I got your number.
So the crabs are weak to ice. But any magic really will do. And Tifa's punching quickly drives up their stagger gauge as well.
That's a win.
Aerith's magical attacks do a lot of damage to them once they're staggered, so pull down another lever. And it's going to drain the water out. And it opens up one of these metal gates, and so the water can flow on into the next area. And there's a painting, a graffiti of Stamp, and there's like a little key right in front of it, so we know that this is the Avalanche key. So then we head back to the door that was locked, and there was a picture of Stamp like in water, so we knew that the key was in the water.
It worked.
And we're heading down a hallway, and this will take us up to the trunk line, which is the last area for this part of the chapter. this video will cover.
Wait a minute. I know this place. Sector 7 should be just on the other side of this waterway.
So this is where Sector 6 ends.
And where Sector 7 begins. Once we cross over, we can start looking for a way back to the surface.
Might be harder than you think.
Let's just try to make our way down this tunnel. See if we can't use those gates to clear a path. We can do this. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so the trunk line is a lot more industrial than the old-timey brick tunnels. A lot more concrete, wires. There's a series of platforms that run on both sides. The side we start on is the Sector 6 side. The side we're going to exit through is the Sector 7 side. There's a large waterway on the bottom, you know, about a level down from us, so we're looking down at the water. And there's bridges that go across those. Some of them are broken or blocked off or whatnot. There's enemies throughout, so we're gonna have to fight our way through. And we're gonna have to navigate by using the gates to lower and raise the water to help us advance while we fight our way through the enemies. There's a fancy door that we can't open that has like Don Corneo's like, you know, like red and gold like Chinese dragon motif on it, so we can't open that though because that's Don Corneo's secret area. And we close the gate, which causes the water to drop. And we go down, and there's some enemies down here. A couple of fish that will shoot bubbles at us and put us to sleep, and one of the crabs.
Don't you mean you've got this?
Alright, I acquired Infinity's End.
Not bad.
So I can change his weapon back to the Iron Blade, which is a more balanced weapon. Oh, I should give Tifa an accessory. I forgot she doesn't have one. Let's give her the... bulletproof vest. I guess that'll give her vitality boost. Got more crabs.
Try to stay behind me.
That way I can cover your back.
I got this.
Here goes. Go on. Feeling chilly? Gotta go for it now. And catch. One more shot. Get him.
All right.
Just like that, okay?
I gotcha.
So we're gonna, now we can head on up the ladder. It's back up to the platform that's like immediately on level with the water if it was full. So this is like, it's like a metal platform that's painted green, and we see the gate is up, but it's too far up. We can't like sneak across the top of it, but there's a bunch of junk beneath it. So if we lower it, it'll only lower a little bit, which will make it lower just the right amount for us. Now we can sneak across. There is a Sahagin here that we'll have to take out.
So,
fire spells. It takes most of its HP down and staggers it.
Let's go.
And so now we're able to go up the next ladder. There's some pontoons on the ground, but once we raise the water up, those will raise up and they'll let us go across. That will enable us to keep going.
All right. Now we should be able to get across.
So we're gonna go across the pontoons. Cloud will go first, and then
I'll go first.
and then the two
okay?
ladies will follow him. So this is a cutscene here.
Damn it. I can't stop thinking about what Corneo said.
I know. Me too.
It's gotta be a trick. There's no way they'd go that far. But what if Corneo really was telling the truth? We have to get there in time to stop it. We have to.
Right.
Aerith, what are you not telling me?
Huh?
Guys, come on. We gotta keep moving.
Coming! I'll go first. Okay, Aerith, your turn.
On my way. Here we go.
Aerith not balancing particularly well on these pontoons.
Almost there.
And one of them starts to sink into the water, and she leaps forward, and Tifa grabs her and pulls her on there.
Close.
They sink to the bottom.
Thanks, you saved me.
Least I could do.
Hear that, Cloud? Come on.
So one of the big narrative changes they made to the remake game is they emphasized a lot more Aerith and Tifa's friendship, which was something that wasn't really highlighted in the original game. And you'll see that throughout this game and the next game. So
Still
this
thinking about the plate?
cutscene is the end of where this video
Yeah.
should be at.
The future isn't set in stone. That's what I always tell myself.
Yeah? I hope you're right.
How about this then? Think of something fun. After saving Sector 7, you're gonna...
I'm gonna go shopping. Topside. I'll buy stuff for the bar, decorations, coasters.
Can I come?
You'd better.
Then it's a date.
Cloud can carry all our stuff.
He'll be our pack chocobo.
What was that about me?
Nothing.
Huh?
Huh? No way!
Come on, Tifa!
So the bridge is starting to crumble there. The two girls get across, but Cloud is about to fall into the water. Aerith uses her staff and they
1, 2, 3.
pull him up just enough that he can climb up on his own.
Sorry about that.
No need to be.
So before I end this video, I'm just going to make a couple of comments about that scene. Not necessarily like what happened, but what Aerith said. You know, I think when you have a disability, it's really easy to like give into your fate and assume that everything will always, you know, is preset and predetermined. And I think Aerith's advice about having dreams and telling yourself what you're going to do when you overcome your pain or your suffering or whatever is really valuable advice. I know for me that you know, when I was younger, I used to have a really negative mindset around my health because it was so all encompassing. And when you have so many doctors and it's always on your mind, and, you know, you got to remember to take all your medications and, you know, so on and so forth. It can be really overwhelming, but having goals and dreams and things to strive for can actually help you recover faster. Because when you're positive and you're happy and joyful, your body actually responds better in a stronger way. So having, you know, not only that warrior mentality that you're not going to give in, but also having something positive to look forward to and strive for in that future that you make for yourself is actually something that's really helpful both for your mental health in the short and long term, but also can be helpful for your physical health in the long, you know, during your recovery process when your disabilities and your pain or whatever are at their worst. And if you allow yourself to sink into that space where you realize everything's set in stone, it can become really easy to become trapped, and then it's really hard to find your way out. So, you know, the idea that you have something positive to strive for is really important. So, you know, I really like these games because of that emphasis on fighting your fate. And, you know, so much of it is wrapped around specifically the characters dealing with, like, medical issues and stuff. So it hits home for me, and I hope that for anyone who's watching this video and, you know, because they can't experience the game themselves or whatever, or they just enjoy my commentary, they understand, you know, and if they're in a similar life experience to me, they understand that, you know, the value in having that positive mindset and such, and how it can help you. And, you know, when you discover it, it becomes almost like, why did I not act like this before? You know, I looking back on all the time I wasted being depressed and sad, it's just like, man, I wish I would have been positive for, you know, when I was younger, because Aerith's totally right. You know, when you act like the future's not set in stone, it's like a liberating thing to be able to find your calling and find your path forward. So, thank you for watching and listening, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation. We got part 2 of the chapter coming up as well. This is a shorter chapter, so it won't take that many videos, unlike the last couple. You know, I'm sorry the pacing on those was a little bit, you know, not great. Unfortunately, that's just a flaw in the game's narrative telling, that they stacked 2 really dense chapters together. So thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to having you watch my video in the future. So.